Hello and welcome to episode 15. This episode I'll be introducing CAD theory for 3D printing. So let us begin. So in the previous few episodes I've been covering on 3D printing processes. In the next few episodes I plan to be covering more on the process that it is before the 3D printing processes. So it's on like modeling of 3D CAD models and on the slicing of CAD models into the STL file. So the aim of the episode is mainly to give you a brief overview on the CAD theory for 3D printing to get a better understanding and appreciation of 3D printing. So the learning outcomes would be to state the definition of CAD, to state and describe two aspects of CAD, to state what an STL file is, and to state the benefits of using CAD in your work. So next. So what exactly is CAD? So a definition of CAD could be computer-aided design is the use of computer systems to assist in the creation, modification, analysis, or optimization of a design. So this is one definition, and we will be definitely looking through at what CAD is in this episode and the following episode. So yeah, next. So there are two aspects of CAD. First is geometrical modeling, and the next one is on visualization display. So geometrical modeling basically is the topic in which one defines the geometry in which they want to model, like how do you define a cube and how do you define a cylinder. The next aspect, visualization display, is basically how do you map this geometrical model onto a screen, and how do you quantify it in terms of computer programming kind of language. So yeah, so a bit more detail on geometrical modeling. So 2D modeling first developed in the 1960s to 1970s. So basically it's the development of 2D technical drawings on a computer screen. And in 1970s to 1980s, the first development of 3D modeling kind of technical drawing appeared. So there are basically three types of 3D modeling. Firstly, there are wire models, there are surface models, and there are solid models. So currently you won't really be seeing wire models, but in the present day of age, you will still see surface models and solid models. So next we have the visualization display. Basically, it's the displaying of the model object that you modeled onto a screen coordinate. So in this topic, basically what I want to focus on is probably the different types of projection, orthographic, isometric projections, the different file formats like STL file, Boolean operations that you could do, and probably geometrical transformations. So yeah. So a type of CAD that is related to 3D printing would be the .stl file. So what is a STL file? Basically it describes the surface geometry using triangular surfaces. So basically this gives you an idea that this is a surface model in terms of geometrical modeling. Next we have that these triangular surfaces are usually described by their normal and vertices in a Cartesian coordinate system. So in here you can see that the STL is visually displayed onto a coordinate system by their normals and vertices. So this is a form of CAD that I will hopefully go into more details in the next few episodes. So what are the benefits of CAD? It allows people to create multiple conceptual designs digitally, and then it also allows people to digitally test and analyze their designs. Next, by using CAD in your design, it allows concurrent engineering. So basically the design can be seen by the designers, it can be seen by the manufacturers, and it can be seen by the customers. However, I think it's very important to note that while digital design has many benefits, it's very important not to lose lose the understanding that physical prototypes and physical modelings are equally important. So this was said by Jonathan Ive. So what he said was, it's just tragic that you can spend 4 years of your life studying the design of three-dimensional objects and not make one. So it's also important to keep in mind that physical objects are still very important in the design process and in 3D printing itself. So what is changing basically, in my opinion, I think with the advent of 3D printing, with the advent of apps on your handphone, we are moving increasingly towards a digital world. So I think we will see the need for engineers to learn programming, to learn computer modeling, to be able to become the creators and the masters of the technology we now possess in terms of the handphone, in 3D printing, and in digital design. So thus, I see that being able to CAD as an engineer is increasingly becoming a norm rather than an exception, especially with 3D printing. The amount of opportunities that you can open by knowing how to CAD is tremendous. So in the summary, I hope you got a brief eye overview of CAD and the different aspects that I will be covering in detail in the next few episodes. Hopefully in this episode you are able to state the definition, the aspects, the benefits of CAD, and are also able to state what is an STL file in relation to the aspects of CAD in terms of like how is it geometrically modeled and how is it visually displayed. So yeah, let's go on to the references again. So now for the references, once again I thank all the references for their work in finding out the facts and their illustrations. So firstly, I want to thank Narayan on I'm not sure whether it's his or her definition on CAD. Next, I want to thank Dr. Anup on his video that told me about the aspects of CAD. Next, I would like to thank Wikipedia for their facts on the history of like the time frame of the geometric modeling. Then I want to thank Wikipedia again for the illustrations and the description of what a STL file is. Next, I would like to thank the quote by Dezine, which wrote an article on what Jonathan Ive said. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed episode 15, and yeah, stay tuned for episode 16. Thank you. Bye.